How does drug use by parents affect the cognitive development of students in the classroom? By Andre Petrarca, Taylor Smith, Terry Bishke, Jamie Kendall, and Linda Novak. Our project was to interview teachers as to the impact of parental drug use on their students. This was very enlightening and brought the topic out of the data into how we as teachers will most likely be impacted by this dilemma. The next slide is a collection of some of the effects we received from the teachers. The information that we gathered from teacher interviews on the effects of parental drug use in the classroom was that children were first impacted mostly behaviorally. They struggled to follow rules, had poor social skills, were defiant and impulsive, and talked excessively in the classroom. Secondly, there were physical problems. The children were unkempt in appearance, they were fatigued frequently, expressed hunger, they craved affection and attention, and sometimes had unmet medical needs. Thirdly, they were academically impacted. They sometimes had learning disabilities such as ADHD, inability to retain information, language and cognitive difficulties, and were lacking parental support. Drugs are teratogens, which are agents that can harm a developing fetus. Some cause physical abnormalities such as deformed limbs. Other abnormalities are not obvious, such as those created by this disruption of synaptogenesis. These disruptions can cause damage to the brain so that children's social, behavioral, and academic abilities are affected. These can create certain behaviors that impact a child's classroom behavior and academic performance. Here are some ways that children of parents who use drugs are affected cognitively in the classroom. Behaviorally, children are 3 times more likely to be physically, sexually, or emotionally abused. Children act out because they are hungry, tired, or because parents don't prioritize their children's needs. Children are more likely to be either aggressive or withdrawn. Children are anxious from not living in a stable environment. Academically, children are more likely to experience developmental delays or have learning difficulties. Children don't come to class prepared. Children perform poorly on tests due to missed classes and unmet physical needs. Parents are less likely to show up for the parent-teacher conferences. Socially, children are often socially maladjusted because their parents are unable to provide for their emotional needs. Children are sometimes come to class unkempt, which causes students to distance themselves from them. Children don't always follow social cues because they haven't been taught. Parents are far more likely to have psychiatric disorders themselves. According to an article that we found in the Journal of NCBI, children of substance-abusing parents are at risk for a wide variety of other negative outcomes, including emotional, social, and behavioral adjustment problems, as well as challenges in cognitive and academic functioning. Risk for poor emotional and behavioral outcomes among children living with a parent who has a substance abuse history are reported among those as young as 2 to 3 years of age. One of my interviews was with an ESE teacher who has had personal experience with children who have been affected by parental drug use. A student of hers shared that when she grew up, she wanted to be a mom because they got to sleep in a bed rather than on the floor. Yes, parental drug use does affect the classroom. As teachers, we have to be prepared to meet more than just the academic needs of these children. Through no choice of their own, some children come to school lacking the most basic physical needs because of the choices of their parents. Their disruptions are often a cry for help, and teachers need to be prepared to find ways to provide or find resources to give these children a chance at a successful life.